And we are back once again at the Red Arrow Park. And this is Conservative Conversations on the streets of Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention. And I, of course, am your host, Reid. And this is
Frank.
That's right. We're going to be out here hoping to talk to some people on the last day, the big day of the whole shindig. So hopefully there's going to be more activity than there has been yesterday and the day before. So hopefully we get lucky today.
Is there supposed to be a protest here today?
I'm hoping so. I brought some.
Oh, okay. Because it seems kind of quiet right now.
Maybe it's early. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
what
figured
kind of
I'd
what
stay
we were wondering.
Yeah.
Hoping to get some good stuff today. We just sort of walk around and film stuff and like interview people, but
I could find nothing on. I don't have social media, but I couldn't find anything that said. After that first day, it seems like they didn't find any organized protests.
So have you been down here for like the whole thing?
I've walked through a couple times. I went. My wife left town for the week because she didn't want to deal with it.
Right.
And she promised not to get arrested.
Well.
Are you from here in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. That's good.
I went to the Zeidler Park location. Nobody there.
Yeah.
And I was a little apprehensive to just walk around with my signs by myself.
Right.
Well, yesterday we walked down to Juneau. I had thought that's where they said a lot of this was going to be, but there was nothing at Juneau. Seems like it's all been here, but
I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, so we thought there would be a lot more people out protesting.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came up just to do this. We do a little .net, and we just put out stuff, like I said, just little things. We do a podcast and sort of give our opinion on the news of the day. But,
Right.
This is our first time really taking time to come to do something like this in person, and it's not been quite what we expected.
Yeah, we got some bits, but really not as substantial as we were really hoping for. But there's still plenty of time left, so hopefully we'll get something.
Yeah. Right. I'll have to check out your website.
Yeah.
Well, you're certainly welcome to. Is there anything you'd want to say while we're sitting here? I mean, we've just sort of been ambiently recording, hoping, to get some snippets we can use, but
I'm not sure I can add much to the narrative. I mean, I'm the same, I miss the days when I could talk to my conservative friends about issues.
I know it seems like things have been so divided, so polarized.
Yeah, definitely.
Even family members. I mean, when a topic comes up, I've got relatives who they intentionally ask questions to exclude you from the conversation.
Oh, sure.
Like when the whole issue of which bathroom a trans person can use or something came up, the relative might phrase a question saying, so I just want to hear from the people who have children, what they think about this issue. My wife and I don't have kids, so it's like, oh, well, I'm not allowed to have an opinion on this.
We're supposed to just shut up.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I've got a friend who works at an elementary school or a middle school, I think it is, in Denver.
Yeah.
And he said the kids there, it's not an issue for them, whatever.
Whatever they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you think.
But
What do you think about J.D. Vance being picked as vice president?
I don't know.
It's Trump's vice
Yeah, it's Trump's vice president nominee.
I'm hoping they lose, so it doesn't make much of a difference to me. But it is a bit of hypocrisy that in the 2016 era he was completely against it. He was a never Trumper, and then at some point they just fall into line, despite all their. I can't. Do they not have anything they stand for that is part of their core, other than staying unified? I guess they can't even, like Ron Johnson and this whole notion that they were going to tone down their speeches.
Right.
Johnson said the Democratic agenda was like some serious, dangerous threat to and they blamed it on the fact that the teleprompter had the wrong speech load. Can you not think on your feet and say, we're just going to delay this for 5 minutes while we get the right speech?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about J.D. Vance either. I guess I'll have to look into him some more.
I mean, he's from Ohio, where we're from,
Yeah.
and he's young, so I feel like that's kind of cool. But otherwise, you know, he's a junior member of Congress. He hasn't really been in the picture very long, so
It's a bit of an unknown for you then.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely not the first guy I would have picked, but maybe he'll turn out to be okay.
So what do you think about Biden then? Do you think some people are calling for him to step out? I mean, do you think he should, or he should stay in, or?
I personally feel like he should step aside. I think that was my understanding, the plan in 2016, that he was just trying to be a bridge to the next, whatever the term is.
Yeah, he even called himself the transitional candidate or something like that.
Yeah, but now it seems like he doesn't want to let go. So
Right.
I just wonder.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad that his family isn't like more influential on this, but
Well, some people think that his family's what's trying to convince him to stay in instead of dropping out of the race.
I mean, yeah, they have to see it.
Right.
And I'm not happy with the DNC either in terms, they played it badly in 2016, and they haven't really, I don't know how they decide what to do, but like this whole issue about Ohio and the cutoff date for being on the ballot there.
Right.
Oh yeah,
They wanted
that's
to
right.
have this poll virtually early so they could make sure that Biden was on the ballot. Well, now apparently that law has been changed in Ohio, but they're still pushing to have this early vote. And the more if they do wind up switching, better sooner than later.
And can I ask you who you'd like to see as a candidate if he does step aside?
My ideal preference would be someone that has a very keen, active mind, bright. I think Pete Buttigieg is fantastic. He thinks on his feet well. He has all the facts. I don't think America will vote for him, though. I think that's...
Yeah. I don't think he polled very well when he ran, but obviously well enough. I mean, he got a seat in the cabinet and everything, so...
Right.
He'd be an interesting choice. What do you think of Gavin Newsom? Can I ask you that? Because some people say, he'd sort of be the perfect candidate for some people, but...
I think after Buttigieg, I think it's more beneficial if they stick with Harris because of all the funds that they've raised in the campaign.
Right.
And then, I don't know, I'm kind of an outsider on a lot. I've never been a member of either party, but Republicans haven't given me an option to vote for since the early days of my voting career, right?
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Right.
I'm sort of funny like that too. Like, I'm Republican because I was raised Republican. I was raised very conservative, but I've voted third party more often than I have for either of the major two.
Right. Yeah.
My wife, I would like to see Kinzinger. He's from Ohio, right?
Adam Kinzinger. No, I forget where he's from, but I don't think he's from Ohio. Tim Kaine. I think he's from Ohio. Unless I'm getting Tim Kaine confused with the guy who was supposed to be Hillary Clinton's vice president when she ran.
I'm not sure.
I was proposing that because he seems like a moderate guy that is also willing to stand up for what he believes in. And if the ticket had a Republican and a Democrat on it, maybe that would pull some independent people. But
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I kind of feel like that's what that No Labels group was trying to do. They were trying to pick one Republican and one Democrat to run for their party or group.
I forgot.
Yeah.
But who was No Labels? Because Manchin's part of that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Manchin was one of them, and I forget the other guy. I think it's some governor from up northeast somewhere.
Who do you guys support?
Well, to be honest, we probably will support Trump, but he's definitely not a perfect candidate. Or
Right.
anything.
Neither of us voted for him in 2016, so it took a while for him to win us over as much as he could.
I think it's mostly just economic stuff. I mean, I feel like things were a lot better under him. I mean, I know that's heavily debated, the numbers and everything, but I mean, I felt it. Gas was pretty friggin' cheap.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't know. It just seems like, Biden went in on day one and affected a lot of stuff. He killed the pipeline, the Keystone thing is like one of the first things he did. And I feel like gas prices and everything else, all the prices have just been going up. And that's, I don't know, just killing me. I don't make a killing, so
Yeah.
it hurts at the grocery store, at the gas pump, so yeah, that's just a big driving factor of this cycle.
Right. I think the immigration issue is another big one. Foreign affairs. I think those are kind of the three issues.
Oh yeah, the fact that we're at war in like 3 different places or whatever. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that change for sure.
Right.
So how do you feel about the fact that Trump killed this immigration bill that was supposed to bipartisan thing that
Well,
I think it's just like part of their tactics. Like he's hoping to win, and then they'll probably want to pass their own bill. I don't think that it
was their own bill. That's the point.
I think he probably would want the win, though.
right. Yeah.
And not give.
But that's the problem. It's him winning over the fact that it's better for the country to fix the border.
I agree with you.
Right. Yeah.
That's been a problem for a long time. I mean, one of the things that I really agree with the other side on is, which seat was it? Ruth Bader Ginsburg that they held open forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was such a poor power play move that they just held that seat open until Trump came in. And I don't agree with that. I mean, I think sometimes politics is dirty, very dirty business, and I think that's all that was, is they just want to pass it under a Republican administration.
Yeah.
Which is another sad state. Our judicial system is supposed to be impartial, and it's gotten very impartial.
You're right.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
I think it would be better for the country, for the nation as a whole, if they had just gone ahead and replaced Ruth Bader Ginsburg with an Obama pick. And then the way things worked out, Trump would have still got 2, not 3.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there'd be a little more balance on the Supreme Court.
Yep.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I think that was a very low point in American politics when they...
I think it was Scalia that...
Yeah, it may have
Ginsburg,
been.
Yeah,
I think you're
and
right,
when...
because Ginsburg was later.
Yeah, Ginsburg is when...
When she had all those health issues.
Right, when the shoes were on the other feet, because it was just before the last election that they tried to replace her.
Yeah.
Well, not tried to, but did. But yeah, the Antonin Scalia was the first one with
Right.
the first time.
Because he died, right?
Yeah, unexpectedly.
Yeah.
But it's definitely very unfortunate when the game of politics really gets in the way of coming up with good solutions and trying to work things out.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us talk to you for a minute.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate it. You got any final words?
No, have a good day.
All right, well, thank you very much. You too.
Let's go see what the Say No to Drugs dude's going on about.
Okay.
Guy just went back in his van. We might have to wait a second. I just don't understand what this is. You're Willie on drugs. Deadwillie.com. Oh, he's going to move it.
Oh,
Or maybe he's just getting some AC.
okay.
Well, he went away as soon as we came up here. Hey, can we ask you what this is about? Save the Willie?
Yeah. Look at this website, drugdead.org. I'm from Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
Okay.
Huge problem with opiate addiction, fentanyl overdoses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
It's
know.
all over the country.
So yeah, it's everywhere. And one of the so look at the government's really. I mean, Republicans and Democrats. Their response has been basically ineffective.
Yeah.
Whatever
Blame
it
the
is,
cartels.
right?
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the story. A guy named Saul Alinsky wrote a book called Rules for Radicals.
Right.
Yep.
And rule number 5 said that ridicule is your most effective weapon.
Right.
Okay, now people don't know this because it's just not it's not discussed.
Exactly.
But drug addiction in both men and women affects their endocrine system. It affects them hormonally. They lose their fertility is reduced. And 2/3 of men with an addiction, with a chemical addiction, have some sort of erectile dysfunction or sexual dysfunction, and that's what Dead Willie is. Dead Willie, it's it's a kind of like a comical way of just warning people, particularly warning young women, that they get involved with a guy who's using drugs, and if he's really, if he's in love with his beer, or he's in love with his cannabis, or he's in love with his Percocet, that's going to be his principal relationship. So look, if you get on the website, we have the whole history of the women's right to vote movement. They don't teach us this in school. The women's right to vote movement began in the early 1800s, not because women wanted to participate in government. They were too busy, weaving their own fabric, but they wanted to address the alcohol problem. Look at it, 200 years ago, no television, no radio. George Washington had a still, Thomas Jefferson had a still, everybody's making whiskey. There was an enormous alcohol problem. In fact, several of the women who were involved, the names that we all recognize, Susan B. Anthony, Carrie Nation. I don't remember off the top of my head if those two specifically, but several of the women who started the women's right to vote movement were married to alcoholic men, and they wanted the hours of the openings of the saloons and bars to be reduced.
Right.
So the association between drug addiction, endocrine dysfunction in men and in women, but it's more obvious in men, and the association with addiction, the hormonal changes, partner abuse, domestic violence, it's classic.
Right.
It's classic, and they don't tell us. Look at, again, if you get on the website deadwillie.com or savethewillie.com, there are about 40 videos of childbearing age women saying, look at, my husband had no interest in me. I've been trying to get pregnant for 5 years. He's on methadone, and he just can't impregnate me.
Right.
So it's a different spin on the drug problem. It's the reality of the drug problem. But I'm a doctor, and one of my patients, once I go into the waiting room to call the next patient, I see this kid. He's sitting there next to his girlfriend. So he comes into the office. I said, who's that girl? He goes, that's my girl. I said, gee, she's beautiful. And I looked at his chart, and he's on 150 milligrams of methadone. And I said, listen, you're on 150 milligrams of methadone. If you're not taking testosterone, you don't have any sexual function. You know what he told me? He said, Doc, she doesn't care because I turned her on to heroin. And that's a strategy. Sometimes guys who use drugs will entice or even coerce their girlfriend into using drugs. So then they're both shoplifting, she's prostituting, and you see it in every city. Look at I'm not from this area,
Right.
but I was talking to someone of the city, city official of some sort yesterday, and he was telling me there were areas in Milwaukee you don't want to go to because they're all drug infested. And listen, COVID showed us that Google, who loves us, Google knows everywhere we go, everywhere we talk, everyone we talk to, every phone call we make. They know right now that you and I are within 3 feet of each other. Okay, right. With the COVID contact tracing, this was all uncovered. Well, in 2021, 107,000 young adults in the United States died from drug overdoses. That's more than the 58,000 dead soldiers from Vietnam and the 33,000 dead soldiers from the Korean War, okay?
Wow.
If law enforcement was motivated, they could confiscate all of the 107,000, at least, cell phones, because those drug addicts, many of them had more than one phone for all their connections.
Right.
If law enforcement confiscated the phones of dead drug addicts or even active drug addicts, by downloading that information, they could unravel the entire drug distribution network, probably internationally.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But there's no incentive. There's no incentive because the enemies of the United States, they want us dead. They want
Right.
to destroy us. They want to weaken us. When one of my patients told me, he said, Doc, you know why you have 5 kids? You have 5 kids because you never shot heroin. If you ever shot heroin, you'd never look at women again. He said, if Pamela Anderson was here right now, dressed in her Victoria's Secret underwear, this is a long time ago.
Yeah,
okay? He said, I'd say to her, gee, babe, you're gorgeous, but you got any oxys?
Wow.
And that's what happens, and that's what you see.
Yeah.
The men lose their libido and sexual interest. The
Right.
women lose their maternal instinct.
Right.
They'll let their kids get adopted or let their sister or their
Right.
reliable mother or sister take care of the kids. So
Right,
that's-
we already have a problem in the country with birth rates being so low that we're not even going to be able to keep up with the death rates that we're going to have with all the baby
You know,
boomers.
we do need the illegals, okay? The illegals over the southern border. We do need them, but the problem is, look at my view on that. It's kind of it's a personal view.
Sure.
But I think we're taking the people over the southern border because we want to keep the countries they come from. We want to keep those countries poor because we're taking. Look at, they're all healthy. They all walked 400 miles to get here, so they all passed the physical. But we want to make sure. Look at, if I live in Rhode Island where I freeze my butt off for 9 months out of the year.
Yeah.
If Venezuela and South America, the South American countries were organized and productive, I would retire there, and most of us would as well. So
Right.
I think that's my perspective on the immigration is we want to, not only do we want to everybody to vote Democrat because it's, you know, it's a high, to me it's a high crime and misdemeanor because they're essentially bribing these people
Right.
with citizenship as long as they'll vote for them, so it's bribery.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And but anyway, yeah, it's a plan to keep them poor, keep all their countries poor, and to mask the demographic catastrophe that's taken place in the United States and other countries, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, I wanted to ask, do you see similar views? Do you hold similar views, like with this trans issue, that they're doing the same thing, that it mostly hurts young women and
yeah, well, look
you
at
know,
the
birth rates and all that?
look at the trans thing. This is what I don't understand because nobody calls these people out for sexism, okay?
Right.
Because usually most of us, we improve ourselves, okay? We look at the ancient Greek definition of happiness is the expenditure of all one's energy in the pursuit of excellence. So trans people think, look at, if I change my sex, I'm going to become more excellent.
Right.
I'm going to be a better me.
Right.
But the thing is, why would what's wrong with women? What's wrong with being a woman that you have to change your sex? Are you a sexist? Are
Right.
you
Right.
a sexist again? You're against your
Right.
sex of origin?
Well, and then
Right.
they also make this point about how, what do they say? That it's God made them that way,
Yeah,
but they needed a surgery to affirm it.
right.
You know, isn't
Well,
there a logical fallacy in that?
look at in the differential diagnosis. If somebody comes to a psychiatrist and says, "Look, I think I'm the opposite sex," and this is what the leftists and the crazy liberals have said, you know, for a long time. They told the psychiatrist, you can't question them. The 17-year-old kid says it. You have to just take it at face value, which is nuts because you have to consider: does the kid have an obsessive compulsive disorder?
Right.
Does he have perfectionistic traits?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have? Was he traumatized? Was he or she traumatized? You ask the kid, hey, listen, do you want to be a little boy? Because if you were a little boy, then your uncle wouldn't be diddling you, okay? You know, in other words, there's a whole the whole gender dysphoria thing,
Right.
the major depression with psychotic features. Then there's delusional disorder.
Right, yep.
Delusion is a fixed false belief. Then in psychiatry, there's also the diagnosis of factitious disorder, which has kind of been thrown out the window in order to just not address the transgenders as suffering from a factitious disorder. But
Yeah.
some men who want to become women, they want to have anal receptive sex, okay? Because that's their sexual outlet, okay? So, but the whole problem is that for most people, their sexuality is used eventually to have kids. And,
Right.
and that's the goal, because when people have kids, their life changes, and the odd thing about having a kid is once you have a child, you can't imagine your life without the child. It's kind of like the child was always there.
Right.
And we as a society, if we're going to celebrate and embrace and promote non-reproductive sex, I don't think there hasn't been a successful society with a parallel society of people having non-reproductive sex.
Yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
we live in an insane asylum.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Well, hey, I wanted to give you one of our business cards. Maybe you'd check this out, hear yourself on our podcast that we do.
Right.
Great.
And I wondered if maybe you might have a card or something yourself, or.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you
That's
very
one-
much.
That's
A membership
That's
card,
a
huh?
membership card. Yeah. Save the Willie.
All right.
Were you guys out of?
We're out of
Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been here, Milwaukee, man. What a beautiful place.
Yeah, it
I love
is.
up here.
Spectacular.
I could see myself living here,
Yeah,
actually.
it's modern, it's clean. I mean, I'm sure they have all the social problems everybody else
Yep.
has, but
Oh,
gee,
yeah.
it's
Oh yeah,
what
we've
a
seen some
impressive
homeless
place.
people in
It
the
is,
park.
It's nice here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Gee.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks. Well, we thank you for talking to us.
Absolutely.
You have a great day.
Great. Yeah, thanks.
All
Thank
right.
you.
no
Thanks,
problem.
Thank you so much.
Well, listen, guys. Yeah. I want to give you a souvenir.
Oh,
Okay.
And look at, if you guys have an email list, you know, if you have people on your email list,
Yeah.
just try to get, if you could help us get the word out about this.
Sure.
okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Educational aids.
All right. Well,
Okay?
thank you very much.
You're Willie on drugs.
All right. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You have a great day.
Keep up the work, guys.
Thank you. You too.
Gave us a couple of Save Your Willie keychains.
Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely an interesting angle.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go try to interview our bumper sticker guy.
Okay.
I don't know where that angry mob.
Yeah, the Free
they
Palestine.
walked off.
Yeah, they were walking
They
by
started
us.
here and walked somewhere else. They're not here anymore.
Yeah.
Nice to run into a like-minded guy who wanted
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah.
Former doctor and all
Right.
that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty nice.
Free Palestine!
All right.
Free Palestine! And the racism and the hate! And the racism and the hate! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Money for the poor, not for war!
Yeah, see right there. I'm gonna walk around.
All right.
Money for the poor, not for war! Money for the poor, not for war! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Not another nickel! Not another dime! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israeli crime! No more money for Israeli crime! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Money for the poor, not for war! 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 Fund America first, not war!
Ooh. We got a anti-protester.
Very bad for the economy.
Nice. This is good.
Goodness, of course. Free Palestine!
We got people chanting for Palestine. We had a guy walking by shouting, "Fight, fight, fight!"
Does not starve women and children until now. Until now. Free Palestine!
All right.
Free Palestine! And the racism and the hate! And the racism and the hate! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Money for the poor, not for war!
Yeah, see right there. I'm gonna walk around.
All right.
Money for the poor, not for war! Money for the poor, not for war! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Not another nickel! Not another dime! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israeli crime! No more money for Israeli crime! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Money for the poor, not for war! 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 Fund America first, not war!
Ooh. We got a anti-protester.
Very bad for the economy.
Nice. This is good.
Goodness, of course. Free Palestine!
We got people chanting for Palestine. We had a guy walking by shouting, "Fight, fight, fight."
Boy, it's heating up right here.
Yeah, it is. We're in the action.
What's it gonna matter?
We got free Palestine protesters. We got street preachers hanging around.
Jesus said to know the one true God, the Creator God,
They ain't done fight back.
the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in it, created you. Made in God's image. So look what the devil has done to you. Look what the devil has done to you.
Yes, look at it.
You're full of the devil, sir. When are you gonna have peace in your soul? Peace with God through Jesus Christ. Great peace have they to love thy law, nothing shall offend them. Oh, I tell you, man, you don't have to be tormented. The rewind of your conscience. When you know that you're not forgiven, when you know that you're not right with
Oh,
the
this is good.
the Word of God is alive and active. Jesus says you're going to be judged by the Word.
Joker guy's doing balloon animals for some of them now. Just act like the whole thing's a joke. They're a joke, you know?
Right?
This is a good time to say, if you guys haven't checked out our YouTube shorts, you should. You'll see some of this video.
That's right.
To perish in the way.
They're moving on.
Okay.
Let's see if we can't talk to the Joker guy.
Blessed are
I'll
those
ask
who
him
put
what
their
his deal
hope
is.
and trust in Him. Will you put your hope in Christ? Will you understand the great love of God shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit?
All right, we're gonna see if we can't talk to the Joker.
What your bid is out here? Looks like you don't care for the protesters.
I don't care for people that advocate for genocide of any kind. And
Okay.
Hamas is a genocidal organization. They will murder. And they're gays for Palestine. That's like, what is it, chickens for
Ridiculous.
fries?
Yeah.
Chickens for KFC.
Right.
Right.
You know? No, I'm just. Oh my God.
Right.
You know, I have a lot of gay friends.
Sure.
They're not much better, but they're better. You know, they're not going to throw them off a roof or burn them alive or drown them.
Right?
They will annoy the hell out of them.
Sure.
And I asked them to turn it down. Yeah, well, we were here first. I was here first yesterday.
Yeah, I know. We saw you out here yesterday. We didn't get a chance to talk.
Oh, no worries.
I think this is pretty cool. Did you make this
Esmeralda.
yourself?
This is my creation, yes.
That's very cool.
Hey, describe it real quick.
It's the Joker mobile.
And they can't
Oh,
even,
okay.
And these guys can't even courteous to turn it down just a little bit.
Yeah, he is kind of loud.
I know PA. It sounds like ass.
Right.
They're trying to overdrive it. That's why you get that little distortion in there.
Right.
And it's not.
Says that we having died to sin.
So are you from this area?
I was born and raised in Milwaukee.
All right, nice.
Actually, early years just outside suburbs of Milwaukee.
Okay.
It's actually Waukesha County.
Oh, nice. We're
My
actually
family
staying
went
in
further
Sturtevant.
west. I'm sorry?
I said we're staying in Sturtevant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful country out that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I asked them to turn it down just a little bit so conversations like this can occur.
Right, yeah.
Well, we were here first.
Jesus Christ. He's sitting
Well,
on the
that's how it
throne.
goes.
He's sitting on the throne. You can come to Him.
Well,
boldly before the throne of
that was
grace
something.
To receive mercy.
That was the Joker, folks.
That's
Help
right.
in time of need. We've experienced this. We have taken
Anti-genocide
God up on His
Joker.
promise, and guess what? God has shown Himself
I said the anti-genocide Joker.
God is true.
All right, we are back once again in Red Arrow Park. There's supposed to be a protest at 4:30. We heard from a guy we met recently, and we're looking for him, but it hasn't started yet.
Yeah, we're a few minutes early, but this is where it should be happening, and maybe we'll find our contact.
Yep. So I guess we'll hang out for a moment and see what we can't
It's 27.
come along.
So it's happening at 4:30.
Definitely a lot more people here now than there was earlier.
Yeah.
Just not really protesters. Oh, okay, we got something going on. We got claps.
They look like protesters. I bet they are.
All right.
Be interesting to see if they have like one speaker who's going to speak to them, or if they're all just going to chant stuff, or what they do here.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
We should be very visible to our contact.
Okay.
haven't seen anybody come try to approach us or anything.
Right.
You want to go back over where we were?
What's up, fellas?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Not too bad.
How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just dipping in and out of the sunshine to
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's pretty warm right now.
Over to the other side.
let my neck cool down a little bit. I
Yeah.
gotta go grab some audio. I'll see you
All
guys
right,
around.
when's
Hey.
it gonna kick off? Soon?
Oh, walked away.
I hope so. Yeah, he said he's getting audio up.
Yeah,
there.
that's cool.
I'm just here being a voice for my brothers and sisters that are being
Sure.
killed in Gaza. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so we're raising awareness. Haven't had much luck over on the other side, but I got cussed out in Hebrew yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's not good.
But yeah, so our church over there, we started with 1,000. There's only 300 left, and our priests are taking in all the orphans, regardless, because they've lived as brothers and sisters over there for 2,000 years.
Sure.
Right.
So we're working to get the help we can for them to sustain them through this time until the war is over, and then to help them and all Arabs in the Middle East rebuild.
That sounds like a great
Right,
cause.
yeah.
How do you say this? Saint
Porphyrios.
Porphyrios.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah,
And
so
where's
they were
that
the church
in
that was bombed last year.
Oh,
where
really?
it collapsed
Wow.
on everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you guys rebuilt from?
No, that's what we're working on. We just got the blessing of the Patriarch of Jerusalem to be the one organization that's going to raise money to sustain the Arab Christians.
Okay. Well,
And
great.
we're also helping the Muslims too.
Right.
Wow. Well, that sounds like
Good.
great work.
Yeah.
Thank you for this.
Thank you for being nice, because they haven't been very nice.
Absolutely.
Well, no problem.
We
I
always
tried
try to
We
be
appreciate
nice.
it.
I tried handing some of these people over there one of these. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Right.
you say you're a Christian,
Right.
and Christians are being killed. This doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. You're
Right.
hypocrites.
Absolutely. Saint Porphyrios. Is that how she said it? Porphyrios.
I think so. We'll play it back later.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Samuel Sharp! Samuel Sharp! Samuel Sharp! We're gathered here today with the Mitchell family and the Sharp family. Can I hear from both families? Talk about their cases.
This is an anti-police protest.
As you can see, you're here, I know, for the RNC, but look what the RNC brought to us. We warn you. Support the city. Now there's blood on the city's hands once again. So all present are welcome to the trees to speak on behalf of the Mitchell family.
Am I able to step forward any?
Yeah, we'll move forward. I'm just getting the video.
Okay.
changed.
Yeah, no problem.
She's got a megaphone, but her voice isn't coming through.
Yeah.
bitch. Bring it on the other side, bitch. You coming at me with, I just said, nothing, you don't film this. This is nothing. Same way y'all do over here. Ain't that a black person got his own mind?
Exactly. Most definitely. That's not right. That's not fucking right.
I wouldn't bother you. Stick your middle finger, but I came in peace over here. Evil commies over here. I always say it's always the white liberals. I don't have a problem with black Democrats. It's always the white liberals.
Turn to your left.
I live in the ghetto. It seems like always the white liberals the white commies I have like any reaction with. I don't never have a problem with black Democrats. That's why I say y'all better vote Trump. These motherfuckers don't care about y'all. You got that fork like you don't stab me. I dare you to stab me with that fork. Why I don't have a problem with these people black Democrats, black white forks? You people were like you. Sticking up middle fingers. I ain't got no middle fingers from black folks up here. Y'all better watch me. Y'all call us the white friends with these people right here. They just got the white guilt. They just got the white guilt. I'm right here, yo. I'm right here. You looking at me like you're gonna whip my ass? I'm right here. I swear. I can get it one over here. I'll show y'all what a gangster is over here. I'm up there filming the same way y'all go there filming. Ain't nobody trying to fight y'all over here. I'm filming over here. You come sticking your middle finger at me in my face. Punk asses.
Trying to get right with Jesus Christ, people.
Oh boy. Oh
We got the
boy.
religious protesters here. Let's
This is interesting.
They voted against Reid leader, and he's coming back in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not God and who obey not the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. Sin is the issue, people. It's your sin that's going to lead you to hell. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father except by him. You don't get right. You live. You die. You see the God of the Bible. The wrath of God abides upon the children of disobedience. Oh, but the love of God, instead of calling our heart, teaching us that the God of God began the birth of life, we shall be so believe the righteously in the presence of God.
Here, let's get a little bit closer.
All right. Certainly interesting.
Guys from this one are over there trying to get them to shut up.
Huh. Sounds like his batteries might die.
Let's get closer to them and try to get some audio.
All right.
It sounds like their thing is dying.
Yeah. Well, there's not much very exciting action going on with this protest, but hopefully it might change up in a bit.
We were here and there's good video of it.
Yeah.
just so boring. And if we go to that other entrance, we'll walk past our bumper sticker guy. Maybe it's finally time.
Oh. I suppose we can do that and come back if we need to, since we're not going to be going that far away.
It's just on the other. It's like 1-2 blocks, and we'll hit that guy.
Yeah, alright.
Oh, somebody else. Real reporters are talking to our guy.
Ah!
He's just trying to sell these bumper stickers. He's talking to people. Now he's getting pictures with his interviewers.
Oh, man.
How's business been today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Pretty good.
All right. Getting a little tired from all this walking.
Oh,
around,
yeah.
but-
That's right.
Yeah. So you mind if we ask you a few questions?
Yes, go ahead.
You said you grew up here, right?
I'm from Albany, Georgia.
You're from
Oh,
Georgia?
Georgia?
Yeah.
Nice.
So are you living here now?
No, I came here strictly for the campaign of the Trump.
Okay, nice.
So you're a big Trump fan?
Yeah, I love him. I can't get enough of him.
Right. Same here. It's pretty good.
You want me to just hold on? Sure. So what do you think of Biden then? Not a big fan?
Well, he had his days. He just need to go somewhere and sit down and rest.
Yeah.
That's why we just want him to rest. We don't want to beat him up no more, and he need to be beat up. Just go home, sit down, and rest, and enjoy the rest of your days.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think? I mean, a lot of people are calling for him to drop out. Do you think anybody?
Yeah, well, you know,
excites you
well,
on
it's
that
already
side?
over with. He ain't got to drop out. Just leave him alone. He can't beat him.
Right. That's what I
Just leave
think
him alone.
too.
Leave him alone. He ain't got to drop out. He can't beat him.
Right.
And he knows that. Yeah, he going out the right way. Just going out. He know he gonna get beat, and they ain't gonna put up no big stank about it.
Right.
Ain't can't nobody save him. It's over with. And he shouldn't drop out. And based on the fact he know he done lost, he know it's over with. But that's the best way to go. He want to go out on the plane and all that stuff. You know, let him go have his look. He ain't got nothing coming.
So what do you think of Trump picking J.D. Vance as his running mate?
Well, I didn't really know J.D. I wanted Marco Rubio, but I followed President Trump. He knew how to make the right decisions.
You're right. We find him kind of exciting. We're from Columbus, Ohio, and J.D. Vance is near us. He's from Ohio. So.
Yes, I'm heading over that way, and I'm looking forward to go up there and try to do some bumper stickers in this part of the country.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see you around or something.
Are you all going to be in Michigan next week?
No.
Probably
No.
not.
Okay.
No.
Well, thank you guys.
No,
Yeah, well,
thank you.
We appreciate you talking to us.
Anything else you wanted to ask?
Ketchup or mustard on a hot dog?
I like ketchup and mustard on a hot
And
dog.
good choice. Good choice.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
All right. Well,
thank you very much.
Sir.
Yes,
Appreciate your
Yes,
time.
thank you.
There was our bumper sticker guy. After
Yeah.
3 days, we've been chasing that for.
Right, we finally got him. Well, that's cool. Well, I guess that was all the action we could find at the park. It wasn't very exciting, but luckily we got some good interviews today on the street.
Yep. Hope you've enjoyed.